Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 2 action of the Halo Ball League. I am your host, Ricky Rocket.
And I'm Clint Green.
And we are super excited to bring today's matchup, Recon versus Dynasty.
Should be a thriller here.
I don't know about you, but I am very excited for this one.
I am too. And we're off. Dynasty.
We are underway and a
quick one.
An absolute quick basket. Execution unparalleled in the Halo Ball League.
We haven't seen that yet today, but
we have not. Usually it takes a while for a score, but Dynasty looks to be off to a hot start. You know, in the first matchup, their chemistry was shining.
It really was. And now they just added Anthony Norberg to their squad, and it should help out the team.
You know, what do we know about Nordberg?
He's a good defensive guy. You know, he's going to be a hustle guy, perfect for that Dynasty squad.
You know, just right from the get-go, as I have said before, and I want to highlight the fact that Dynasty, their chemistry is really good. I mean, there must be a reason that, you know, GM Ben took Michael McMillan with that first pick. You know, an unpredictable pick.
Yeah, no one saw it coming, but right now it seems to work. As an amazing dunk by McMillan.
Goodness gracious. Can I get some bread with that jam?
Oh, a foul already. The ref is definitely.
He's calling a tight game.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
You know what? I wish, you know, the games will be called just a tiny bit more tightly, you know? There's a lot of contact out there.
I agree.
And McMillan with the rebound. Off to Ben. We're out in transition again. McMillan blows the dunk.
Great defense by Brandon, intercepting the pass and stopping that fast break. That's what needs to be done. Prevent Dynasty from that fast break.
You know, I completely agree with you, and I really believe that his feistiness on defense, the captain of Recon, Brandon, is just a defensive mastermind.
He really is, and he's great on offense. You see, he get another point, making it 3-3, tying up the game.
You know, this game does not seem as close as it really is on the scoreboard. Dynasty, their chemistry right now is shining, but you know, the defensive presence of Brandon is really something.
It really is. He is what's keeping it in this game.
You know, here we go. Some action to Zach. He can't finish the dunk. You know, there's a reason Zach fell in the draft. You know, he's got the nickname the Big Tortoise. And, you know, I think there's a reason for that, you know.
The tortoise indeed is just really slow, and it goes well with their logo.
You know, it's fitting, you know, that he ended up on the Recon Turtles, but there he does. Yeah, once again, boom shakalaka, the Big Tortoise with a huge emphasizing dunk.
And that's what the Recon needs, Zach to have a high motor and finish those dunks, as he just gets blocked there by McMillan.
You know, I completely agree, and I really believe that if Zach works on his conditioning, you know, maybe trains a little bit on the days off, I really think that his size, combined with a little bit of smooth touch like that, somebody get him the hot sauce.
Oh, boy.
Goodness gracious.
And the turnover, Brandon leading the pack.
I just think he'll be a lot more effective.
Oh, my God.
Recon, really, their chemistry coming together. And, oh, my God, that could have been electric here, Clint.
It could have been, Ricky.
Clint, we have, you know, there's a reason. Get this man the hot sauce.
Oh, boy, he cannot be stopped. That is
Goodness gracious.
Great defense again.
Oh, we are out in transition. Oh, there's a reason why we had this one highlighted on our calendar, Clint.
My God, Recon looking like a completely different team from last game.
A completely different one from week 1. Right here, we just have a competitive matchup from the tip-off, and Zalin feeling it. He's really putting them up here.
You know, you got to
think. But limited by his captain. You know, his captain had to put him in check there, which is a really important leadership quality.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're hot, people like to just shoot as much as you want. Oh, that's a great layup.
That was a great. There's some great scoring going on right here.
Compared to last matchup, I did not see it coming.
When it comes to the Halo Ball League, just to remind our viewers what scoring looks like, can you just educate them a little bit on scoring in the Halo Ball League?
Yeah, so alley-oops are the most prized type of scoring. And those are worth 2 points. Yeah, mid-range also worth 2. Layups, dunks worth 1. And, of course, the three-pointers worth 3.
You know what? It's a very unique way that we score points here in the HBL and in the sport of Halo Ball. And it's exciting. You know, it takes a little getting used to for athletes. But once you do, I really believe you understand the value.
And I think we just saw a really smart strategy by Recon, keeping Zach fresh. Because when he's fresh, he is very good on this team. To get him a sub nice and early, that we can come in nice and hot. And,
that is a beautiful point. I feel like, team chemistry, a big part of that is relying on your teammates' strengths and minimizing their weaknesses. Now, we know here that Zach, he needs to work on his stamina. But it's obvious he has a clear touch, and he can throw down with authority.
He can. He just needs to hit those shots, and he's very valuable to this team.
And Recon here, a historic franchise, they recently picked up Luke from Legacy off of waivers from this past week. He played very well, led Legacy in week 1.
He did. He was the leader for that squad, and a 6-10 game right now. Recon taking authority in this game. As you see a jump ball, very rare.
Very rare, and here comes Luke with authority and one! Goodness gracious! Boom shakalaka! Holy wow! Shame on Legacy for letting this man go.
And Recon is hyping up the troops right now.
And it is quiet in this arena.
Here in Dogs Out, Dynasty really wants the fans are helping out now.
I am ecstatic to be here at Dogs Out Arena. I believe that's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and we're going to send it off to our sideline report.
I'm here with Anthony Norberg from Dynasty at halftime. What do you have to say?
Brandon Ing's hacking a lot out there, so I'd like to see a couple more calls by the ref. But, we're going to come back and smack them. So,
what do you like to say about your defense?
Our defense is dominating, and, we just need to tighten up a little bit.
All right, good luck out there.
Thanks, sir.
And as we are getting ready for the second quarter of action, Ryan, what are your thoughts about the first quarter?
I was very surprised, to be honest. I did not think Recon had it in them to have that good of a first quarter, especially knowing how they played that first matchup. What do you think?
My thoughts are this is what I thought it was going to be, a dogfight. In the Dogs Out Arena, one thing about the Dogs Out Arena is what? They play with bare feet.
Yeah, and as we see, Mike McMillan before this game was begging the owners to let him wear the socks. But we're in Dogs Out Arena, and we have to wear those nothing on the feet.
Yeah. So in the special aspect, as Luke blows a jam,
a Schroeder Magruder, and Brandon, amazing defense. He is keeping them in this.
He is leading this team, and it shows.
It really does.
And I will say, going into this game, him being a GM of this league, I think, he's made a really good team in this after the first week.
I agree. He's built a good squad around him, and a great pickup with
great
Luke.
pickup.
It really is, and should be a good season for Recon after that pickup.
The first week is hard. You're really feeling out who is who on your team. The league. It's a feeling out process, like a boxing match.
Yeah, and we have so many rookies. Like, for example, Luke right here. He was a rookie. He wasn't sure what to do.
But there's an easy score, but leads to an easy transition opportunity here for Dynasty. As they kick it out to Ben for a 3.
Can't get it to go. Ben's been known for that sniper, but we have not seen it yet this season. We're just waiting for it to come out.
We really are. And what's underestimated here in the HBL is the 3-point shot.
As you see, Brandon almost missed that. But I totally agree. It's the most points you can score.
The most points. And, I would take a 3 over a 1 any day. McMillan here with a dish. But the defense just stifling by the captain. The smallest guy on the field, has the biggest heart.
I agree, and what we've seen is once Norberg has gotten the ball in the paint, they have just collapsed on him, which has worked really well because he has not been able to get anything going here.
And I will say that this Luke addition to Recon really gives them much needed size. His size out there is apparent.
Yeah,
he's the biggest player on the field.
Yeah, with him and Zach's substitution going on. They can always have a big man on the floor with good energy.
Always. And you know what? It's important, like we said before, to just go off your strengths. Keep Zalin resting and bring him in ready to go. As a nice little hoop by Brandon here.
Like, it truly shooting better. Now, as we saw in the first week, Brandon shot a league low 1 from 19 from 3. Awful for the team. You can't win like that.
You know, you could almost bet everything you got that he was going to bounce back from that. Oh my goodness!
Almost had a poster of the century.
Goodness gracious! He almost ended that man's career. And he's
amazing
right back on
defense.
defense. That is the captain of Recon, ladies and gentlemen. And he could pull up here for 3.
He's showing why.
He's feeling it.
He's showing why he thinks why he's a great player for the league.
You know, nobody is guarding him out there. I think they're getting a little fatigued here in the second quarter. You know, it's still very intense, but some fatigue is evident.
It really is. Is Brandon can't get it go, but just gets it right back. Great defense. That's how he.
The movement did, yes, absolutely. Here we go. You know, and there's something special about full court Halo ball. You know, it's a completely different game when you have 2 of those Halos up.
I mean, yeah, like there's constant running, and that's where everyone gets tired so fast, and that's why the constant subs is needed for each team. And as you know, as Dynasty, they don't have Sean Yesko this week, and that could hurt them. Not saying that he's their best player, but they just need that sub to have fresh legs.
You know, I completely agree. I think it is hard to go 4 quarters with 3 players. You know, as we saw in week 1 with Legacy, they were all subs. You know, obviously came in unconditioned. You know, one of their subs was my nephew, you know, 12.
Landon, you know, he was a spark plug on the bench, you know, especially when that trampoline came on. My goodness, he was electric.
Goodness, bro. And you know what? He put up some good minutes for that team. I think in a 4-quarter game, good minutes are essential.
And as we see a foul call, and this is a bit shocking. We have not seen this many foul calls in a game yet, but Dylan not afraid to call the whistle.
You know, I feel like, you know, Dylan, you're learning, you know, not only your teammates, you're learning the refs. Like, what is going on with the refs? What are they going to call? What are they going to no call? What do you got to fight through? You know, different from, you know, other refs like Ben.
Yeah, and I agree. And Dynasty, what has their offense been? What, like, they have only had 8 points late in the second quarter. What do you think they need to do to get back on track?
You know, it's obvious here they're a little fatigued. You know, I think not having a sub is, you know, it's a big deal. You know, I would say this is a very low-scoring game. A lot of energy is expended on defense.
And
a lot of energy.
I agree, but their defense has not been doing good. And so it's just a lose-lose scenario because they haven't been using their energy well.
I completely agree, and you cannot miss easy transition buckets. You just can't do it, Clint.
You know, as you see, Brand hit another one. I mean, he is on fire right now.
Now here we go, McMillan. That's what Dynasty needs to do. Recon right here has the recipe. They're out in transition, and Dynasty here is, you know, they're just. I think they're just looking a little fatigued. You know, Clint.
Oh, no good at the buzzer, but boy, that was a great first half. And now, to send it off to our boys at Halftime Show with Bingo Sharpie.
Ladies, and of course, gentlemen too, we are back for another Halo Ball League halftime analysis with the boys. I'm with my co-host,
Todd David.
And myself, Elmo Giddy. And I'm, of course, Bingo Sharpie. Boys, what did we see in that first half?
We saw a defensive masterclass from Brandon Ning in that first half.
One thing that's what I believe was underrated that I would like to comment was the first appearance of Anthony Norberg's dogs.
And, you know, Gritty, we were just talking about that the other day. We wanted to see those dogs, but we wanted to see those dogs produce some Halo Ball League greatness, and we did not get that. Todd, what can you say about Anthony's struggles?
I mean, he was, 2 for 8? He would have the ball under the hoop. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't finish. I mean, you cannot have that on the Halo Ball League floor. Nonetheless, in Dogs Out Arena.
I must say, as a spectator of that game, I loved the scent of Norberg's dogs. I thought they were truly delicious.
And Gritty, you may be one of the only ones that felt like that. I was hearing in the stands people complaining about the gruesome stench from Michael McMillan's toes.
Speaking of gruesome stench, you gotta look at a guy like Zach Allen in this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really was.
And this has been another electric halftime show with Bingo Sharpie and the boys. It's back to you for the third quarter.
Thank you guys in the booth. Thank you, Bingo Sharpie. We are back here ready for action for half number 2. It is pandemonium here at the Apex Home Arena, or Dynasty Home Arena.
The Dogs Out Arena.
The Dogs Out Arena.
We need to see Dynasty back. We need to see them get on offense.
And there we see a goaltend, I believe, by McMillan.
Oh no, it was a foul. It was a foul on McMillan.
A foul on McMillan.
Making it a free throw. And we see Zachary Allen back in the game. I think this could be great for the squad. He was a great start for the game. Helped them get that early lead.
You know, what we don't know is the kind of energy he was able to muster there on the bench. You know, will he show up with that first half touch, or will he be week 1 Zach Allen?
You know, it's going to change every minute, but I think he stay in as let's see if he can get a dunk.
As he can't finish.
But great board by Brandon right there.
Yeah, great pickup. But the Tortoise once again with soft hands out there. And here we go. Recon is swinging the ball around. The Tortoise with 2 steps, bringing the ball down low, kicks it out for a graze off the rim. Here's Dynasty in transition. McMillan, once again, you know, the legendary McMillan, the first overall pick. What do you have on McMillan?
He's great in transition, but I think Dynasty's not using them correctly because they aren't going on fast break right now. They're not going on that tempo, and I think they need to do that with McMillan. That's his strength.
You know, Clint, I completely agree, and I would say though, maybe in this close game of 9-14, maybe they are conserving some of that fast break energy for a final push in the fourth quarter.
And they're going to need that push because right now, 5 points. They have not been able to get anything going this entire game.
You know, I will say right here, Zachary Allen reserved on shooting that three-pointer. He must have had a talking to by his captain.
Yeah, as we saw, that Recon team that first week shot so many threes, and I think they went to the front office and said, "What's not working for us?" And it was that, and right now it's working really well.
You know, it's hard in Halo ball to shoot consistently from 3. You know, the defense is stifling. You know, it's not as big as a basketball hoop. As
Big man Zach Allen, come on!
Aisle 1, Zach Allen with the throwdown.
Great minutes for Zachary. I mean,
you know, he is a different kind of person today as he unleashes the 3 off the iron. You know,
that's a 2 layup.
An absolute dime to Brandon Ing.
Sub.
And we have a sub coming in here for Recon.
As we're going to see 2 bigs in the game. Interesting strategy right here by Recon.
You know, this must have been a halftime discussion.
Yeah.
How can we change up and have 2 of our bigs?
And I think it's a good strategy. You know, Dynasty has not been able to be finishing in the paint. And if 2 bigs, it's going to be hard to finish in there.
You know, I completely agree. And the feistiness of Recon, the position of the score right now has allowed them to be here, to experiment with their lineup.
I agree. And Luke.
And Luke with the monstrous throwdown and 1. My goodness.
Boy!
My goodness.
He missed it.
He missed. Oh, goodness gracious. That was almost a crazy and 1, Clint.
My God. And I think that's a really good strategy by Luke right there. Shooting the free throw on the opposite side.
That is absolutely a wise decision. I feel like teams are going to pick up on those kind of decisions and take what works as we move forward.
And as we see Norberg, we need a lot from him. And
here's McMillan!
Oh, a great block by Zachary.
Zachary Allen with a defensive stand.
That's what you get out of 2 bigs on the floor.
You know, you'll love to see it from Zach, and here comes Recon in transition up to Luke.
Could not get it to go, but gets the board, keeps the possession alive.
And he throws it up a dime to Zach, but he doesn't come down with it. And here's Brandon for 3 again. We might be falling back into bad tendencies here, Clint.
They need to stick to their game plan, continue to have that lead. They're in the lead for a reason. They need to stay with it.
You know, they have
amazing.
and the ball ends up in the booth. The defensive stand.
I think we may have seen at least 7 blocked interceptions from Brandon, just standing up straight, blocking that ball. Amazing.
If there is anything I know about the captain of Recon, is that he is going to go down swinging. So in week 1, taking 2 L's, he is out there to get a W today by any means necessary. Zallen with the pump fake, loses the ball. The ball is stripped out of his hands.
He can't be having those soft hands. A bad obviously the lob is a good play, but you can't be forcing the lob.
You know, I am of the mentality of I'm going to take points. If it's 1, give me the 1. Sometimes it's too risky here to throw the oop. As Brandon hits a crazy turnaround.
Spinner. Oh my God.
Man, that footwork. He's putting on a clinic out here defensively. Those feet. He almost had a monstrous throwdown, Clint.
Oh boy.
As
Zachary Allen. Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Audience, take your jaw off the floor for that one. Goodness gracious, get this, man. What version of Zach Allen is this on the field right now?
Oh my God, we didn't see this in the first 2 games.
Who is he and what has he done with the original Zach Allen?
Oh boy.
Goodness, the big tortoise is really making a statement today, Clint.
And now we're going to send it off to Emmett with the sideline interview.
Emmett, out to you, bro.
I'm here with Brandon from Recon after an exciting second half. What do you have to say?
I mean, this is my hometown. I grew up in Dogs Out Arena. This is where I come to play, and everyone's seeing it.
Yeah, we can tell. You know, you put yourself out there on the court. Anything you want to say to your teammates, about your teammates?
My teammates are doing a great job. I could not ask anything more of them. Keep it up, Recon. Let's win a chipper.
Let's go.
Looks like we are back underway here in the third quarter. A great interview by Emmett. You know, the words that Captain Brandon Ing said about his eyes on a chipper. Clint, what are your thoughts?
After the first day, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I felt like they just got destroyed. I didn't think they have any hope. But what I've seen here today, my God, I think they can win a chipper easily.
You know what? I am honestly completely of the same thing. I think this is a wide open league now, Clint. I believe that after week 1, it was a little, you know, I think you judge a book by its cover. But here, Recon, a different team with, you know, an alive Zach Allen.
Yeah, and Zach Allen, I think I called him the Y factor last week. I think he's the X factor. The reason why the
Oh my God!
I don't speak French that well, but
Goodness gracious! Call the police! There's been a murder!
Oh
my goodness!
God!
Holy God! Goodness gracious! The addition of Luke Clint has transformed this Recon team.
Bringing them some hype plays and Dogs out, showing why it's a tough arena to play in. Easily injured.
You know, it is a little risky. Oh my, back! You bring the toast and Luke will bring the jam.
Oh, boy!
Goodness gracious!
2 in a row!
Goodness!
The police may have to be showing up after that. Oh.
I am at a loss for words here, Clint. Luke is making a case for MVP of the league right here, right now.
And has taken away this game.
You know, a relatively unknown player going into the season, didn't show up to the combine, was a free agent that landed on Legacy, you know, for just a completely decimated injury team. And now here he is, he found himself a home on Recon.
And honestly, I think it was an awful GM decision by Legacy letting him go. He's an amazing player.
You know, I completely concur with you on that. You know, shame on the Legacy captain and the Legacy GM. As we have some action here on the floor with Luke on the ground, hopefully he's not injured.
Oh boy, as we see John some words between the ref.
And it looks like we have some
blood
on Ben Gordon, the captain of Dynasty.
An injury timeout we may need. An injury timeout. We'll get everything sorted, make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, Clint here in the Halo Ball League, that these teams, really want to win these games.
And they're going to put their blood, sweat, and tears into
The
this
literal blood, sweat, and tears. And Dynasty is a representative of just hard work. Whatever needs to get done, they do it. And it shows here today on the field.
I completely agree.
As we're paused here, let's talk a little bit about the Halo Ball League in itself. We have 5 teams, 8 weeks of the season, plus playoffs. What are you anticipating here for the first year of HBL?
I think, as we've seen throughout the first 5 games, we've seen different teams every single game. We have no idea what's going to come out, and personally, I cannot wait for these playoffs to come around. Oh, boy, will they be like.
If this game in particular represents what this league is going to look like all season, I am here for it, Clint. I am here for this league.
I am too. And we're still in an injury timeout. We'll see how Ben does. He's walking okay. I think he'll be fine. We'll be ready to play on. But, man, that was a tough hit.
I think these players are leaving their heart on the field today. It's obvious to me that Recon and Dynasty came here prepared for a tough one today. And it looks like, Ben's eye has been injured today. And unfortunately, in a contact sport like Halo Ball, things like this happen.
Yeah, and that's what you're just going to get in a full court game, a gritty game, and still, we may send it to commercial.
It's okay. Sometimes we're a little struck here when things happen. Like I said, a contact sport, things go down. There's no malice here. There's no maliciousness. Everybody out there on the field, they just want to win. As it looks like here, we are getting ready to go underway again. Right here.
We make I feel we're gonna cut some of that.
No. I know, but we're.
Yeah,
you gotta keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we are back to action here. The tip-off goes to Recon. Luke with a rebound underneath, blocked by the captain, fresh off an injury.
Ooh, can't get that one to go. Oh,
and
diving.
It looks like these players are really in this game as almost a thunderous throwdown by the captain, Brandon Ng.
We have.
This ball is live. We have a score of 14-24.
I don't know if you've seen this, Ricky, but I've seen Norberg out of Dynasty just not looking at the play, not doing anything. Everyone else putting their bullets in 2 years, but they can't win. Not everyone on Dynasty's putting it in.
I will say this. I will say when you don't have a substitute, it's obvious full court Halo Ball is, a taxing thing. It's hard to play 20 minutes out there consistently.
Yeah, as a bad turnover there. Brandon? They need Recon. They're just trying to put away this game. And I think they will be doing that. Only 14 points this late in the game.
And as they swing around the ball, there's a shot for 3, and it's off the iron. Looks like Recon is out in transition once again. The lob up to Luke doesn't get thrown down, but the fierceness of defense from Ben is still apparent. And Recon just really out rebounding them.
Dynasty is just, we saw in that first game Benjamin Gordon have 22 rebounds, and he hasn't been able to get the type of rebounds this game.
A huge shot by McMillan brings the score within 10 here. A rebound or a steal by Ben, and another shot by McMillan, and it doesn't go down. A rebound by Luke.
I think they're doing the right thing, just spraying and praying. Hopefully they can get back in this game, but it's looking like this game is over with just about a minute left to play.
I never say never, Clint, but, it's looking like, with a great performance by Luke, Brandon, and the whole Recon team, man. I just, they came out here ready to play.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to say never. Oh, was that?
As Ben shoots a 3, rebounded by Brandon, Recon here is still on the move, despite being up.
They're playing it smart, not shooting the ball too much, just...
And here's McMillan. with a lay-in, can't finish. Oh, almost a.
But he got
He got the two.
It
It
wasn't
went in, but here's
electric.
Luke on an easy one. And really, Recon could be blowing this opportunity here.
A 6-point game. Oh boy. Oh,
And a miss, but they are working the clock, and that's the objective.
Oh,
It's an absolute throw alley-oop by Luke once again.
Luke trying to put
Goodness
this game away.
gracious. I believe we found ourselves the player of the game here.
With 5 seconds left.
An absolute great contest today between Recon and Dynasty.
With
And
Dynasty taking this W.
there was a reason this game was marked on the calendar here, Clint. And, these teams came out, they played their heart out, and now here we are with a Recon, their first win of the season.
And now we're going to take an interview with their star player,
Luke.
Luke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the player of the game.
And Luke, what'd you do there to just get those 3 vicious slams in that second half?
Fellas, I didn't do much. I couldn't do anything without my teammates. Without those lives that I got, I couldn't do anything, so I'm just thankful to them.
And a humble guy indeed.
Absolutely humble. Luke, coming off of, a tough loss with your former team, Legacy, and finding yourself this week here on a new squad of Recon, what was your mentality going in this week?
What can I say there? I mean, it does suck to leave the Legacy family, but I'm just glad I found a new home, and I'm glad I was able to prove that I want to stay here and make a name for myself in Recon.
A name?
My dog, MVP this season. Let's go.
An absolute performance of a lifetime today. You have solidified yourself as a staple player of the league, made a case for MVP going forward, and Recon is really looking like a solid squad.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and it was a great game.
No problem. Thank you, gentlemen.
Congrats to you, Clint. I mean,
We're fine.
Congrats
We'll
to you.
keep it in.
He's playing.
I'll pass the